All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the world of big projects. We're going to dig into the hidden architecture of what makes a project succeed and what makes it fail spectacularly. I mean, we've all seen it, right? That new building downtown that's a year behind schedule, or the road construction that feels like it's been there forever. It's such a common story, it's almost a cliche. But what if I told you the biggest problems start way, way before the first shovel ever even hits the ground? Let's get into it. Every good story has a villain, and in the world of project management, there's this one sneaky character that just loves to sabotage timelines and destroy budgets from the inside out. So let's go ahead and unmask this hidden enemy. And there it is, scope creep. Doesn't exactly sound terrifying, does it? But let me tell you, this is the #1 reason projects go completely off the rails. It all starts with a simple, innocent-sounding request. Hey, while you're at it, could you just... And before you know it, your whole plan is in shambles. So what exactly is it? Okay, think of it like this. You agree to build a garden shed. Simple enough. But then someone says, hey, could we just add a small window? Okay. Then, you know what would be great? A little porch. And then, actually, running electricity out here would be a game changer. See? Each request seems tiny on its own, but they're all being added without officially changing the plan, the budget, or the deadline. That, my friends, is scope creep. But here's the thing, and this is absolutely crucial. Not all change is bad. A formal scope change is a totally normal and necessary part of any project. It's controlled, it's documented, and everyone sits down and agrees to adjust the budget and the schedule to match. Scope creep, our villain, is the polar opposite. It's the unofficial, sneaky little changes that happen in the shadows, just slowly bleeding the project dry. Okay, so if scope creep is the bad guy, how do you actually fight it? Well, your first and best line of defense is to give your project a clear, unmistakable identity, to basically define its DNA. This quote right here just nails it. A strong scope is like building a really solid fence around your project. It makes it crystal clear what's inside the fence, and just as important, what is definitely outside the fence. This is your absolute best protection against all those, hey, can we just add requests? So, how do you build that fence? Well, you start way up at 30,000 feet and you zoom in. It all kicks off with the big picture business goal. From there, you define the objectives, the actual steps you're going to take to get there. Then, those steps have to deliver measurable outcomes. And only then, once all that is locked in, can you map out the detailed project scope, every piece of work required to make it all happen. Now, the ultimate tool for this is something called the Work Breakdown Structure, or WBS. The idea is so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You basically create a detailed table of contents for the entire project. You break down 100% of the work into smaller and smaller pieces. And the rule is simple. If a task isn't in the WBS, it is not part of the project, period. Okay, so you've done it. You've built this amazing, bulletproof plan, your scope is perfectly defined, but a plan is totally useless if it just sits in a binder on a shelf. You need the right tools to actively manage it and make sure you stay on track. Let's look at how the pros get it done. The first tool is all about being proactive. It's called the Project Definition Rating Index, or PDRI. Just think of it like a super comprehensive health checkup for your project plan. Before a single dollar is spent on construction, the PDRI helps your whole team look at the plan and find any risks or gaps while they're still cheap and easy to fix. And this isn't just some vague chat over coffee, it's a real structured process. You get the whole team in a room, you go through a super detailed scorecard, you identify all the weak spots in the plan, and then you create a concrete action plan to fix every single one of them. It's a team sport designed to make the plan as solid as possible. So after this whole health checkup, what's a good score? Well, the Construction Industry Institute has studied this for years. And get this, they found a magic number. Projects that score below 200 on this index have dramatically higher rates of success. They finish on budget, they finish on schedule, and they have way fewer problems. It gives you a real, tangible target to aim for before you even break ground. Now, once the project actually starts, you need a dashboard to see how it's doing in real time. That's where earned value management, or EVM, comes in. It's so much more than just tracking how much money you've spent. It combines your scope, your schedule, and your costs to answer the most critical questions at a glance. Are we on schedule? Are we on budget? And how efficiently are we actually using our time and money? It's like the project's vital signs, all in one spot.
All right, let's be real. Even with the absolute best planning and the best monitoring tools, change is going to happen. It just is. The market might shift, a new regulation comes out, a better material becomes available. The key isn't to try and prevent all change. That's impossible. The key is to manage it with a formal, professional process, the official rules of engagement, if you will.
This is how the pros turn potential chaos into a controlled procedure. When someone proposes a change, it gets logged as a potential change order. It's then formally evaluated for its impact on everything: the cost, the schedule, the resources. After that, it gets negotiated, and if everyone agrees, a formal, signed change order is executed. And that is the process that turns our villain, scope creep, into a respectable, law-abiding citizen: scope change.
So all of these frameworks, scoping, PDRI, EVM, change management, they are incredibly powerful. They're the bedrock of good project management. But what happens when you pour rocket fuel on them? Well, that's what's happening right now, because technology is completely changing the game.
I mean, modern technology is just amplifying all of these principles. With BIM, you can build the entire project virtually first, like in a video game, catching mistakes before they cost you real money. Drones give you a constant eye in the sky, feeding progress data right into your tracking systems. Data analytics acts like a crystal ball, using info from past projects to predict future risks. And with VR, people can literally walk through a building before it even exists, refining the scope with perfect clarity. It's amazing. So think about it. We've mastered the human processes for managing incredible complexity. And now we have the technology that can execute those plans with unbelievable speed and accuracy. The foundation is set, the tools are here, and it really just leaves us with one massive, exciting question for the future.